everybody. What a great day to kind of share with you what we're doing next for Father's Day. This Father's Day table is really going to be a fun one. It was inspired or is inspired by all these fabulous vintage arrows I was able to purchase on Etsy. And instead of just putting them in vases down the table, I really wanted them to be mid-air. And so I thought, what better way to do that than use some sort of branch like this. So this is a manzanita branch. It's quite pricey. So if you're gonna spray it, you really have to be committed to the color. If you can't find a manzanita, any branch, even if it's plastic or faux, will be fine. And so what I did was I put a piece of styrofoam in the bottom of that container, really hot glued it down, and then shoved my manzanita in there. And then I hot glued the manzanita, and it's not going anywhere. And it's very stable because at the bottom of this, I'm gonna put some wet oasis and really do a gorgeous centerpiece with sunflowers. So why I'm going to go ahead and spray this blue, mainly because I do love the natural color of manzanita, but as you can see when I put the arrows in, they're going to kind of disappear. But I think if these branches are blue, that will really make the whole thing pop. Give me a little bit of color that I have in the repeat in the tablecloth. So anyway, follow along. This is going to be a really fun Father's Day table or kind of cowboys and Indians partyscape idea. Welcome back, everybody. So these are our branches. I used a matte indigo blue spray paint, and it just took about 2 coats, and I think it's fine. It's plenty. I thought because manzanita was porous that it might take me a lot of sprays, but it didn't, just 2 coats. So now we're gonna go ahead and add the arrows. And I'm sorry you can't see me very well back there. But I definitely want some of my arrows to be up here in this kind of above the branches. So I'll start with those first, and I want them definitely at an angle. So let's just kind of position them in there. See how cute that one is. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you know I often use a taped wire for anything. So this is a taped wire. It was really long, and I cut it into about 2-inch long pieces. I want you to wire this in first, and then we're gonna come in with some really fun jute, some natural jute, and cover in that wiring, those wiring spots, because I don't want the wire to see. We want it to be very natural looking. Get the jute. In fact, let's go ahead and do the jute. So this is a natural jute or string. It's a natural string. We call it jute in the flower shop world. And I'm just gonna cut off, I don't know, how many is that? That's a little over a yard. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just knot it first. First, I'm gonna knot it, right? Really good and secure. And then I'll come around and just marry the two together. It's almost like I'm going to adhere with the jute the arrow to the branch. And you can kind of come in and out, weave in and out. But basically, we want to get a really fun look with the jute, you know, because I think some parts of the arrows are handmade. So I think that jute has that kind of handmade look. I mean, using the jute to tie on the branch has that handmade look. So I know it's hard to see right here, but that's all I'm doing is wrapping that around, and every once in a while I'll go in between. Look, that's already secure. And let me do it a few more times. Okay, so I want to hop on here again and tell you about a couple of things that I've changed my mind on from things I said in the beginning of the video. And sometimes that happens, right? When we start making and we're like, oh, okay, well, this works better, or this way works better. I'm just tying, I'm not even wiring on anymore. I'm just tying the jute on with, I'm using the jute to tie on the arrow to the branch directly, and it is doing fine. So it is not necessary, unless you're struggling with placement, it's not necessary to use the taped wire to tape it down. So in other words, I would just go for it and show you what that looks like. So basically it's twine at the meeting point with the branch and the arrow. And I know I started off taping and taping those two things together, but I got where I could just do it without it. And then I'll give you one more shot inside. It's messy, but that's what it'll look inside. And then in here, I'll put my oasis. So I think it's gonna be really cute. Hi everybody, I'm back. I'm behind all this fabulous spray that me and Zanita, and I'm ready to show you the next step for this fabulous arrangement. So of course, I've showed you up to this point. We have all the me and Zanita put inside the container, and then I have all the arrows attached. So let me show you how we're gonna add flowers. So this was a difficult box to find, something to go in there that can hold the oasis, but I know that I needed oasis because the stems on the sunflowers are thick. So what I did was kind of just makeshift an oasis container using, I cut the block of oasis, this is wet oasis, and I used that kind of saran wrap and then used some tape around it. And same with this piece here. And that way I'll be able to kind of shove it in there and get it really tight. Don't forget that you really need to soak this oasis until it's good and wet, because once I put it in there, it's gonna be hard to add any more water. So I'll bring my container back over here and I'll show you why I did that. See, because if I had a container that I couldn't manipulate or move, I wouldn't be able to really squeeze it in there. And I'll have some water drip, and that's okay. So see how I was able to do that? And again, I just used that saran wrap that has the sticky side. I did 2 layers of that and then taped it, just an extra security measure with the tape. And then I'll just put this piece here and shove it down in there. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about that, just let me know. Again, I won't be able to add water to this, so make sure you have these really good and soaked. So for this arrangement, I really just wanted a mass of yellow sunflowers. So that's what I bought, and these are really beautiful and yellow. They don't have a lot of orange to them. They're really yellow, so gorgeous, gorgeous. And what I'll start doing is cutting with a knife and just start placing them in that wet oasis. And I just don't want to think about it too much, just kind of get a mass of sunflowers in there. Right now I'm not going to add any greenery, so that could all change because I do love greenery, and if I feel like I need some, I'll just grab it from the yard. So the fun thing about a mass of any flower is you don't have to worry too much about the rules of flower arranging, which I don't really often anyway, but especially when you're just using one kind of anything, you just keep filling it in until it's full, right? Okay, now I have this fun stuff, and I really don't even know what it's called, but it's kind of a fuzzy little branch. It looks like the top of a pampas grass or something. I don't know what it is. And I do not want to tell you the wrong thing because I don't even know. And I'm going to keep it in bunches. And I've got, in other words, I'm not going to separate. I'm going to keep them in bunches, really fun little groups. Okay. I might even leave that one just kind of coming out crazy like that. Oh, it can't because it bent. So I'm just going to keep adding these flowers, and I also went out the other day and I cut some wild flowers outside. They're not holding up that well, but I really still love all the texture of them, and I love those little buds. So I'll probably go ahead and continue to add those. All right, so stay tuned. I'm almost done with this table and get ready to shoot it, and it should be a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed watching the process of this centerpiece from beginning to end. I don't usually do that very often, so I'm anxious to see if y'all like that. Until then, happy crafting and floral making, and we'll see you soon.